Hi guys, today I'm setting up my new notebook. It's a B5 Stalogy. I'm just comparing to the different ones I've got. This is the A5 at the back and the A6 at the front. And I love the Stalogy notebooks. And here's my accessories that I've got here. Some funny paper. This is a cover that I made, which I'll cover in another video. And some of these inserts, and this is Stalogy calendar pages. Just a mixture of things that I have ready in front of me. I might not use it all. Some double-sided tape and some printouts and things for my vision board, for example, some sticky tabs. Like I said, sometimes I'll use them, sometimes I might not. And these are some sheets I made in another video, which I'll also upload for you. And so I really like the Stalogy notebooks because even though the paper is very thin, it doesn't tend to have pen leak through. And because it's thin, you can have 365 sheets in there, which is a lot, but it doesn't feel overwhelming. Like some notebooks are so big that you can't carry them around. And these are just some mixed stencils that I got from AliExpress, and they're so cheap. They're about £2 and you get 20. No, it wasn't actually. It was from Amazon. It was actually from Amazon, and it was still very cheap, something like £2 for 20 sheets, which is insane. And you can choose them. And here's a vinyl that I made on the Cricut using some holographic vinyl. I'm just going to add that to the front of my notebook. And I have a lot of notebooks. I have ones that are for specific topics. If I'm studying something, for example, I have one that will be a little carry around, scribble everything as it comes into it, no particular order. And then a little diary. And this one is going to be kind of like a diary stroke, art stroke, a bit of everything kind of book. It's a nice convenient size, but then I don't really carry this size book around with me day to day. So at the moment, it's freestyling. So using sticky notes, I'm going to write down things that I think I want to put in this. So this is going to be a planned notebook. It's not so much a bullet journal, just because I can't stick to bullet journaling. I don't have the kind of inclination to do that every single day. But I am going to split off the pages and give it sections. And at this point, and this is still 2020 when I'm making this video, so I'm writing down all my gifts because I have so many to buy, and writing things in like my Wishlist and finances, things like that. 2021, because it's a couple of weeks away at the point of making this video. And by doing the sticky notes, I'm not really committed to keep putting the pages in there exactly, but it's just an idea of how I want it to look. And I'll probably, because I also bought a new diary, not use this as my everyday diary that I refer to, but just add different notes and things like that into it. And I'm also not against writing the same things in 1 or 2 different notebooks. I don't mind that. Because I kind of enjoy the repetition, to be honest. I'm going to put things in here like tarot pulls, some online class that I'm studying. I'm going to put my notes in there if I can. Even though I have a notebook dedicated to that, it's nice to have it in different places. And just brain dump, very important for me. Just the place to scribble, just to write down what I'm feeling. So like I said, I have tried bullet journaling before. I can't stick to it. I can't. I know those very pretty designs that people do. I think they look amazing. But for me, I just can't stick to that. So now I've got a rough idea. I'm going to start off on the first page and I'm going to decorate this with washi tape. I saw this from another YouTuber, and I will link to her when I find her channel. I saw her doing this. I thought, oh, it looks quite good. And this tape, this washi tape, was from a box that I subscribed to. I think it's an Oh Dear box, Paper Gang, I think it was. So I don't know where you would buy this from because it was from a subscription box. But I quite like it, just because I like moon stuff. And then I'm just going to trim down the edges at the side. One thing I don't like about washi tape is when it's not sticky. But I know that's the point of it, but I like sticky washi tape. I'm just going to press that down anywhere, just to make sure it stays. My first page of a notebook is always blank. That's just what I'm like. I just have to have it blank. And in here, I've put in the calendar page so I can plan maybe December or January. Although since then I have changed my mind because I'm not going to use this as a diary at all anymore. But I suppose what I could do for each month is probably write down any main goals that I want to achieve. And just leave it at that, maybe, and I can look back when the year is over and see if I managed to achieve any of them. So I was going to put my weekly to-dos in here, but like I said, I've decided against that now. But the good thing about this notebook is you can always stick things over it and you can redesign it as you want. And these calendar stickings are from Stalogy. I think they're a bit expensive for what they are, to be honest. And then I'm using these page markers. And then since the stencils are new, I thought, okay, I'm going to try these out and just see what they look like. I'm using my Tombow markers, by the way. No particular reason, just thought I'd grab the first pens that I had. And it's got my gratitude pages. I'm going to put a marker in there. So I'm not actually writing anything in this today, and this is just a setup, a rough setup of how I am going to use the notebook hopefully next year. Here's my Christmas, just because I had so many presents to buy and things to organise, I thought I'd write everything down. And a little bit of decorating, nothing too fancy. And here I'm just, this is a bit bullet journaling, just writing down things that I want to remember to read, piano pieces I want to remember to learn. Made some mistakes there using my Tipp-Ex. And like I said, I tend to write these in my smaller carry around notebook too. But like I said, I don't mind repeating things really. I've also got a wish list page there because there's always a few little things that I want. I always have trouble drawing these little kind of banner things, I don't know why. And then I've got quite a few pages saved for financial things, sort of saving money and planning. I'm just choosing a little design using the felt tip pens to draw that in. So I'm just going to use an example to show you how I might work things out. So for example, let's say I wanted to do a new car. I wanted to say, let's say £9,000 for one. This is what I would do. I would divide it so that it's into manageable amounts. And then I would draw the little cubes or shapes in. This is not, I don't usually use a stencil, you should just do it freehand. And then in the little blocks, I would use to put the amount in. So for example, if it's 9,000, you might want to divide it by, I don't know what I divided it by now anymore. You know, like at maybe 50 or something. And then you can save up these amounts until you reach your goal. So it's just a way of visualizing it, and it makes it seem more manageable if you are saving up bigger amounts of money for a particular purpose. So that is how I would do it for anything for holidays or anything that's a bigger purchase. And then next up I'm going to work on my vision board pages, which I really like having in a notebook like this. They're only small. I'm just going to trim everything down using my paper trimmer. And this is just paper. I mean, it could be on card, but I didn't want to make the pages too thick. So just rooms of homes that I like and kind of things that just pretty images. The B5 is not so small that you can't put these little pictures in. In some kind of tracker because I want to lose weight next year. Just another thing to be mindful of. Although I'm not massive on weighing myself, to be honest. And I've got teeth, and that's because now my teeth aren't too bad, but there are things that I want to sort out finally. Like I've got fillings to have and crowns and things, and I also want to get a brace next year, and I want to change my silver fillings around to white fillings. So it's quite a lot of stuff. So I'm going to get it done bit by bit as the months go on, rather than doing it all in one go. And then hopefully in 1 year's time I'll have my dream teeth. So I'm just doing writing little things down here. It's just a little visual reminder really, because sometimes it seems like an awful lot, but when you break it down it's not so bad. I've already had about 4 or 5 of these things done actually, so I'm already halfway through, which is nice. I'm just going through and rearranging my page flags and markers, because I have a thing where they have to be staggered in a certain way or it really gets on my nerves. So I'll go through, and then moon calendar. I mean, to be honest, the app on my phone tells me what stage we are in with the moon, but it's still nice to have a visual image of it. And here's my tarot pulls. Again, something I don't always remember to write down, but I'm going to try to remember. If I do one maybe every other day, I'm just going to write down what card I've pulled. And then next up, I'm just going to do these little birth charts that I printed out for myself, my husband, my kids. And again, it's just something I like having in here that I can look at. And I'm kind of studying these. And I'm just learning at the moment how to understand birth charts. So I printed these out on sticker paper, and then I cut them out on the Cricut just so that they're a bit more even. And they're very sticky, as you can see. Just positioning them correctly. And I just wanted them all in one place really, and I'll probably make some notes to go with them soon. So the good thing about using the sticky notes is that you can always come back to it later. If there's a section you don't want to work on right now, you can it's just a reminder really to do something with it later. And now I'm just going to add in some of those pretty pages that I made in the other video, just to make it look a bit more unique. I'm just using sellotape for this, which at first you think, okay, this is going to look neat enough, but it actually does. And you just hold it at the edge there and then push it in. It's best to use something like a ruler if you can, and just shove it in there and then just flatten it as best as you can. It's probably better if you use thinner tape than a sellotape, but you can trim it down like how I'm doing here. And it's pretty invisible. I'm just going to secure it on the back as well with some clear tape. And then just trimming it down again. I'm going to insert this one here, which I did with some gold deco foil towards the back, and you can always go back and add more of these later. This is just, I thought I'll just do a couple of these pages. And just one more, I think. And finally, I'm just going to slip this notebook into the cover that I made. I do have another video showing you how I make these, and just sticking down any pieces of washi that are coming loose. And it's quite snug, but it's quite a good fit actually. And I bought the vinyl for about £4, so it's quite good value because you can make maybe 1 or 2 of these covers yourself out of them. And yeah, that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my B5 setup, and I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.